नमस्कार आयच्या या खाशेल्या कार्यावळीत तुमकां सगळ्यांक येवकार. आमी दर दिसाक ह्या लॉकडावनाचो आनी ह्या पॅन्डेमिकाचो वेगवेगळ्या क्षेत्रांचेर कसो प्रभाव पडला हाचेर चर्चा करतात. आनी आज आमचे बरोबर आसात मांगिरीश सालेलकर, प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ गोवा टेक्नॉलॉजी असोसिएशन. मांगिरीश, वेलकम टू द शो. सगळ्यात पयली गजाल, हाव आर यू डिलिंग विथ इट अँड हाव इज द इंडस्ट्री डिलिंग विथ इट?
आय थिंक सो. पयली म्हणल्यार गोष्ट सादी आनी कठीणूय आसा. How the industry is surviving is pretty in a very smart manner currently. If you ask me, as far as the IT industry in particular is concerned, we are blessed to be a part of this industry because we can work remotely. I think so. WFH म्हणटा ते डे वनाच्यान आमच्या PMan आनी CMan जे म्हणिल्ले आशिल्ले त्या प्रमाणे we were being able to get very quickly on the WFH or the work from home mode, because कितें जाता, there is no dependency की बाबा I can get myself connected घरा कडल्यान काय हे ते काम can be continue उरता. The business stays afloat and it continues. That is more importantly.
Yes.
So however, with respect to some of the challenges with respect to WFH is that people have questions about the productivity or internet issues and other infra issues which we have and we have to live with. But however, I think so एक best गोष्ट आणि गजाल जाल्या ती म्हणल्यार in this period we have come very close to the team members. There's a very good bonding which has happened between the team members as well as the management, which has made the working and the business go much more smoother. In the sense, there has people, the IT industry especially, we have a set of resources who are literate, logical, and they have a different type of a thought process which they understand. Okay, and IT industry is one of the industry where we have seen so many recessions. It has gone down, it has gone, there has happened, layoffs have happened, but we have come out very strong. So people accept that fact, and we have been going along. And for this reason, I think the best part was when all this when almost 100% companies went WFH, which was a big challenge in Goa, especially with the challenges with the infra and everything. Te korun sudha we were live, we were working with the clients across the globe, which is what we did. And the team of each and every company was very supportive, and that is what I get a response from all the.
एक गजाल गोंयाकडेन जेन्ना आमी पळयता आनी आमी सदांच म्हणटात, फॉर्च्युनेटली गोवा रायट नाव सीम्स लिस्ट अफेक्टेड, and at the same time जे मेजर मेट्रोज आसात which are called as IT hubs आनी हे आनी ते, they seem to be more affected. So फाल्यां जेन्ना लॉकडावन सोंपतलो तेन्ना these cities will still be affected, and there might be lot of restrictions on movement and restrictions on working in those cities. So how Goa can take advantage of it?
That is the best part of it. So I will, instead of talking negative in this crisis, I will look at it in a very positive manner. That is, when you know that the entire world is struggling, there are the world economy is not so encouraging. We cannot predict baba phale kide jatle. You can see that there are so many small and mid-sized companies in Goa. We are trying to sail through this and survive through this journey in this critical situation. Best part of it is when the bigger companies or the MNCs, when they lose bigger clients, where will they continue their business? They have to come to a smaller companies or mid-sized companies which are based in Goa, which is where I would suggest and I would like to tell everybody, keep your ears, eyes open. Opportunities are huge. We have to take advantage. And आम्ही जेन्ना पळयल्ले आसा, some of these countries which are affected, which are like the European countries and the US, they are the countries which have seen world wars, they have seen terrorist attacks, and they have come out very strong, and they have tried their level best to come to normalcy within no time. So अशें जेन्ना आमी पळयलां की these are countries, they will definitely come back strong. कोरोना बिरोना म्हणून कांयच न्ही करून वडयतले ते, and they will be back in normal, and that is where we see that IT industry, which is where all the other industries are dependent on us as the backbone to run their systems, to run their like IT processes and everything. I think we have things to be back in normal within no time.
एक गजाल जाल्या हाका लागून की इवन प्रोफेशनल्स आर वर्किंग आउट ऑफ द स्टेट, दे हॅड टू कम बॅक. They are back home. Many of them are back to their villages, back to their cities in Goa. And त्याचबरोबर there is a fear that whatever is happening around the world may lead to many job losses, may lead to many layoffs. How are you looking at these things?
See, if you ask me, and let us take into consideration, the figures in Goa itself. Not a good number, but of course, yes, if we look at the number of employment, the IT employment which has happened in Goa over the years, we are approximately having around 7,000 plus jobs, IT jobs in Goa. And the number which we are talking is not a good number. We will definitely look at a hit of 30% job loss in Goa itself.
In IT sector.
In IT sector for sure. Okay. There is dependency. There are IT companies who are doing export services to travel industry. They are doing to hospitality industry. They are doing to other industries which are majorly affected. अशें जेन्ना जाल्लें आसा, it is a direct impact to the business, and the businesses will never look at whatever advisories come from the any departments or any this thing. They will, if they have to, they cannot cut down on their profits or cut down on their this thing. So they will definitely make sure that there will be layoffs. म्हणून याच हातून आमी अनेक गोष्ट आमी लक्षात घेवपाक जाय. आय वूड अर्ज the team members, the employees and the employers to consider here is that let us try to minimize disruption. Let us make sure, in case तुमका जमता जाल्यार take pay cuts. Let us try to somehow survive through this phase, and then you see that we will come back very strong rather than layoffs.
Let us be the man standing rather than the man fallen.
Absolutely. So that is where I'm looking at giving the advice to many of the companies who are in a process of laying off. But again, कशें आसा, प्रत्येक कंपनीचो एक आपल्याला प्रोटोकॉल असता, तांगेले
गणित असता.
Yes, absolutely. So it depends on individual to individual.
एक हो जालो भाग गोंया भितर जे आसा तांचो, जे गोंया भायर वचून किंवा पुण्या धर, बेंगलोर धर, मुंबय, हैदराबाद अशा जाग्यांचेर काम करतात, बट हू आर एम्प्लॉयड प्रिडॉमिनंटली बाय मल्टीनॅशनल्स, बट थंय तांची परिस्थिती आता बिकट जाल्या. व तो जो सेक्टर आसा ताजो इम्पॅक्ट अक्रॉस इंडिया कितलो दिसता?
So I think if we look at some figures across India, we have around 1.5 lakh employees in the India's IT industry, which might lose their jobs.
तू म्हणतो गोंयकार?
No, I'm not talking about Goa figure. It's very difficult to come up with that figure in particular of Goa. But overall, if you ask me, India's unemployment expected in the IT sector only in the next 3 to 6 months is 1.5 lakhs for sure. And that's a figure which has been told by many of the other bigger industry bodies.
And these are highly educated, highly studied kind of a segment.
Yes, and the problem happens is that, this industry was one of the industry which was running. It was actually robotic zalle, and people were there were times where people were jumping companies within 3 months, 6 months, because people were getting higher pays. Okay, and it's a very high paid industry. So the most affected will be the people who are on bench. आमी बेंच म्हणटात which is like people who are not on live projects or and this thing. So that will be the time where that will be that section or the department which will get hit very badly for sure. And probably still there are companies who are trying to negotiate with their employees, making sure that they somehow survive through by the higher management team is taking a 20% cut, the lower team is taking a 10% cut. That is how people are trying to survive through. जातले is for sure, पूण केन्ना भितर भायर सरतले is very difficult. And we are talking now which is just not even 1 month of India's lockdown.
Yeah.
But after that, if we look at
जगाची परिस्थिती ताज्या की खूप चड बिकट आसा.
So today nobody can claim that I am sailing well. फाल्या कोणाचेर कशी येता पाळी कांयच करपाक शकना. Nobody is in a position to say I am sailing well. And main म्हणल्यार सगळ्यात व्हडला हिट जातलो is to the startups. Startups जे आसात which was like a booming word and the trending word which was happening all this while, Startup India and all these things, I feel it will get affected very badly. Because most of the investors, the VCs and everybody who had cash flows coming in, they were looking at investing in these companies, looking at an excellent product, excellent idea, putting money. That will really have a bad hit.
That will really have a bad hit. एक गजाल जी आसा की फाल्या आमी म्हळ्या की गोवा if it remains least affected, we can still take advantage of this situation. What are 3 concrete points that you would like to put before people and the administration that they can look at once this lockdown scenario is over?
So I think we have to take in if you ask me what to the administration I would suggest is if at all we can see that there are so many IT companies from Goa who are working with other governments across the world, working with some of the critical working on critical applications and softwares for healthcare and so on and so forth. That means we have the potential. Try to look at this part of the IT companies in Goa. Try to see whether this particular expertise can be used somewhere in Goa in such critical situations. आता सुद्धा कितें कितें बारीक बारीक ऍप्स काडपाचे आसता आनी कितें ऑटोमेशन आसता आनी कितें इंटरनेट IoT बेस्ड कितें हे आसता. Why don't you look at potential which is already in Goa? We are there. Ask if the government needs any support. We are ready to help them in any manner. Connect to the right resource, get it working. Instead of you putting up in this situation, I'm not sure whether tenders and all will happen, but गडबडीत जेन्ना आमी आनी कोणाक भायल्या रेडी हाका दितात त्या वाट्याचेर we have the resources. That is what
गोंया भितर जे आमचे कडेन दिवपाक जाता त्यो गजाली दिवन एटलिस्ट गोंयची भितर एक इकॉनॉमिक एक्टिविटी चालू दवरपाचो प्रयत्न जावपाक जाय.
Correct, because in doing this we will minimize our disruption. We will at least make sure your companies जो थोडे स्टार्टअप्स आसात they can at least survive through.
तू म्हणटा की जे तू 30% प्रेडिक्शन केला ते 50 जावची न्ही हाजी खातीर तरी आमी ह्यो गजाली करपाक जाय.
एब्सोल्युटली. एटलीस्ट हाज्या फुडें समज कितें आतां कितें सर्वे काडपाचो आसलो आनी कितें करपाचो आसलो, वी हॅव द पोटेन्शियल, वी हॅव द रीच, वी कॅन सी what is the best way we can do it. आता प्रत्येक टेक सेवी असता, आपल्याला मोबायलाचेर ऍप काढून समज टक 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 करून केले जाल्यार it's a very easy way of getting the figures to the government. That is something which we can look at. So this is one thing which I can see in these critical situations. Otherwise also I think we have seen that there are some companies who could not go WFH because तांगेलो team member एक खंयचे तरी remote गांवान आसता, ताका थंय इंटरनेट म्हणटा ते गोष्टूच ना. कळ्ळें? If that thing is reached, he can definitely make sure probably थंय बसून ताका जे काम करपाक जातालें. In this case आज तो ओनर म्हणटा अरे बाबा तो ही इज ओवरहेड टू अस आणि आपल्याक बेस्ट ताका पगार दिवचो पडटा बसून.
म्हणल्यार की डिजिटल रीच गांवांनी चड स्ट्रेंथन करपाचेर इंटरनेट हायवेज तयार करपाचेर फोकस दिवप सामकें महत्वाचें जातलें.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah. So, Mahesh, I think very good points. I think every sector we are going, you have put it very nicely. And without sounding alarming, you have sounded the caution. So, thanks a lot for talking to us. I feel if the situation continues, we'll keep talking because I think that is the only way we can move forward now, exchange of ideas and tell each other what best can be done. So, thanks a lot for talking to us.
Absolutely. And just to end, I would say, this is something which is very important. IT industry is the only industry I think which is a green industry, and we can really look forward as one of the industry we can revive the economy of the country and the
Country.
state to some extent.
Very true. Thanks a lot.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks, Pramod. Cheers.